Alright everybody, I got a little mic sort of in hand here I'm trying to test out, but welcome Monday. This is Thanksgiving week. Again, sorry about the heat going, but it's what I gotta do. It's cold. As you have seen the video, maybe, we ended with still gotta make this front piece. So that's what I am going to start on today. But you guys won't see this till the end of the week after Thanksgiving, so happy late Thanksgiving. I am freshly shaved and cut, so it might look a little different. Also, if you're watching this, what do you think of my name, the Big Guy Garage? Should I change it? I sort of have an idea for another one, and I just wanted to see what everybody thought first. The Big Guy Garage is sort of a mouthful, and it implies that all I do is like mechanic work. But I just clearly see I do custom work and stuff too. But let's get started today by making this panel for under the hood. Get that done and out of the way. And after that, I'll start bolting the brake booster back on. I need to get the wiring in a certain spot to try to figure out, where I can run it. And next week I need to pick up a couple cans of paint to black out the firewall. What else do I need to do before I can start bolting them? Basically, I got to get the centerpiece done, the wire started running, if not ran, before I can start working on getting the front clip back on. Then I can start welding it, figuring out the radiator position, the AC condenser and stuff like that. Basically, once I get the front end fully done, I'll work my way back to the interior where I gotta figure out how to put these gauges in. They're actually a little bit bigger than the dash. I might have to make like a full unit, which won't be bad. I think I can make something pretty nice and put in there. But other than that, everything's going good. Tomorrow I'll have to go and strip the S10. I know I've said that like 3 times, but it's just been, he's been busy, I've been busy, so we'll figure it out. Again, those of you who do watch, thanks for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing. It all helps. It's all working toward a bigger and better channel, which I would like to definitely get more fabrication tools, slip rollers. I can build a sheet metal brake. I built one at Scott's. You guys saw that in the video. We've used it, I think, a ton of times. It works great. So I'm just going to build another one of those. Other than that, I start getting into the weird stuff like shot bags, mallets, for body shaping. A full-size English wheel. This little wheel is cool. It'll be good for patch panels, but if I'm wanting to make something bigger, like let's say a skin or something for a door or anything like that, I'm going to need something bigger for sure. I haven't pulled out the not slip roller, it's the bead roller. I haven't pulled it out yet. I know I've been telling you guys I'm going to get you a video on that, and I will. I just haven't had time between the cold weather and Studebaker. So that's what we're going to work on though. Let's get started. Well, I was hammering down on that firewall, and some old remnants caught on fire. Yeah, I was smoked out. It's cleared out a bunch by now, but phew, burnt the fire out of my finger with fire. So, got all the smoke just rolling out of here right now. Clear it out so I can finish welding that firewall. But it's going good. It looks alright. I had to cut it. There was nothing else I could do. I just had to cut it there. It wouldn't mold right, so no big deal. All this will be getting sealed, by the way, the firewall won't. The inside will. The firewall will just be getting painted. We don't usually grind down welds or nothing. We just leave them. Well, I just leave them. But, I mean, if there's some big boogers, I might hit them a little bit. But blacked out, the inside I'll seal. We just use black silicone just to make sure, pinholes that you can't see. It all gets covered. When you hit puddles, it don't come inside. As you can see, it's still smoking. But that's where we're at right now, trying to get some air. It's actually a nice 52-ish degree day today. It's supposed to be 60 by Thanksgiving. And then back cold again the next week. Yeah, it's still smoking like crazy. But I'm going to let this air... Oh, right there's why. I'm going to get this piece of smoldering crap out of here. And, yeah, I'll show you guys after I get all the welding done. Cab pretty much is done. I've got a couple little holes I'm going to fix. And then we can move on. I need to start gutting everything under here. I need to get a hold of the owner and see if he wants me to keep the vent window, because if he does, then I'll leave that little lever. If not, I'll gut it. But let me get this smoking crap out of here. Well, one bank on fire, or shall I say mountain, and me trying to get this crap done later. I'm still not done because I was trying to get somebody to come fix the fire. Ah, Lord. No such thing as easy around here when people don't do their job. But I'm probably going to call this here. I had my door open, let all my heat out. I'm cold now. That was a big piece to do. But I've got to do the welding up here on this top. And yeah, then we start doing wiring and making big patches for down here. This big patch. There's a hole there for the heater core hoses. I'm not quite sure I'm going to fill that yet, because the under dash unit is, it's got to have hoses and stuff ran to it too. And I don't know, if I should leave it or not. I'm going to look it over, the unit. It's over here, and see, because if I need to leave it, I'll just leave it, because the hoses already go to there and everything. So I know I have to make a new spot for the AC lines, however they go in to go on. You don't have a lot of room here. That's got to come off because the condenser's got to go in. Or the air dryer, not the condenser, it's the air dryer. It's got to go in. We'll need that hose for sure, because it goes to, that's the lower? Yeah, I believe that's the lower. Nope, that's the upper. Here's the lower. So it goes lower into the dryer. Yeah, okay. It's goes this way, back to the top. So that's the in, around, back. Okay, yeah, something like that. Either way, as I said, I'm cold. I'm going in. Enough excitement for me. Aggravated. People, stupid. But I'm welding from the inside now to get that whole upper side. Always something stopping me. But tomorrow I'll finish out the cab, start doing wiring. Thanksgiving Eve. Thanksgiving, of course, I probably won't be out here. You can't eat when you got the itis. And yeah, I still haven't switched that wire yet. But that's about all for now. Let's call it. Alright, the majority of the firewall stuff is done. Or should I say the stuff that was cut to make it one is done. I am going to be starting welding up all of these holes. Here, I'm going to have to make a little patch for that. All of them holes. Actually, I'm not going to weld them holes yet because my harness has to go probably through there. But I do still have to make, the holes that were there after me. And I just remembered this little crack right here I cut. But I just washed it all down with some brake clean. And I'm going to let it dry. Then I'm going to flat black what I just welded because it'll look better. And after that, I can put my brake booster back on and start figuring out where my harness is going to go. All the holes can be welded after that stuff's done. But I definitely want to see where I'm going to get my harness to go through at. This one, not so bad because, it goes right there. And this is your ECM and stuff, which I still might put it like up here. I won't either because I just remembered I still have to find somewhere to put the battery. So it's probably going to go down here then. And I'm going to mount the computer up higher. I just don't want to see the wiring all low because the dash is so high in this thing. You don't want to see all them. Ow, that's my ankle. You don't want to see all the harness sticking down here, which is where it's exactly going to be. These are all the stuff you got to figure out. Again, I'm not going to close off that hole yet, the round one, because it could be used probably for the heat and AC that's going back in here. Not back, but the new heat and AC. So, anywho, yeah, that's where we're at, and that's the point. Still, I'm going to make that one here in a minute. Flat black this, let it dry, start welding up all these small holes. I'll probably even remove I don't know what these are really. They almost look like windshield wiper sprayers, but I don't know. I'll get rid of them too. Certainly that's not wire, is it? That hard and brittle? No, it's aluminum tube. So, yeah, we'll get rid of those two and weld them up. And whatever that bolt is right there. But I just hammered out today, got that welded. The floor's completely done. I made all the patches. I need a little patch back here. It's done. The patches are done for the actual driver's floor. And that little triangle over there, done. Floor is done. So, again, next step, finish off the firewall, run wires. So I've been hammering down pretty good. I ain't been filming a lot of B-roll because it's just literally spot welding a bunch of stuff up. But all the little holes are filled. Cut that, welded it, gotta grind it still. This part again, that's gonna be, he says he's painting it slick, so that's gonna be the body color. I'm definitely not doing body work and painting this thing. Those again I left until I can put the wire through. Fit it with a little satin black. It's definitely made it look real clean. Next thing I'm going to work on is this big hole and them holes around it. And then basically at that point, the firewall, floors, and everything will be done. This cab will be 100% welded. I do need to run out and get some silicone to do over all the welds in the floor to make sure if there's any water splashing, when you're driving it, it doesn't come through any little pinholes that you can't see or anything like that. But she's definitely getting close now. That was a pain to do, big time, but it definitely gives you room to work on this thing. That's the one thing on S10 or a Blazer. It's hard with the overhang to get anything, the cap in and out. It sucks. I know that from experience, so. But I do still need to find somewhere to put a battery. I don't know if I can stuff a battery inside the inner fenders or not. I'll look at that. But, there's nowhere. I hate putting the battery here. I've done it many a time. You know, just make you an angle iron bracket and weld it on there and then put your battery in it. Well, on this, you know, you got your trans tube and everything. If you got a big battery sticking out to here, you can't even get to your oil cap. Like, there's nowhere. And we've even put them like right here, but I just hate it. So I'm definitely going to try to either put it inside the inner fender well somewhere, because it's got a big nose on it. You know, it comes out like here. So maybe I just cut a hole, make a box, put it right here on the inner fender. But I definitely don't want it on the firewall. I hate that, really. I did bolt the brakes back up, so that's all good. It's bolted to the firewall. It's clean. Looks good. What's next? I guess next, as I said, start making these patches. But I'll probably just hammer down, do all the patches, cut it back on when I'm starting to figure out the wiring. And we can figure that out, you know, together. Yay! But I'll get back to it. Alright, boys and girls, the firewall is done. Got blacked out. Again, that's where my wires are going, so I don't need to black it out yet. Still got the hole back there for the heater core, or whatever it's going to be in one unit that we got. Not going to mess with this too much. I'll let him body work it. I just wanted to patch it up a little bit. I'll probably grind it just a tad bit more, but I think for today, I killed it. I'm pretty tired and burned up and everything else, so we'll stop it here and we'll come back after Thanksgiving. So Thursday, be back and start running wires. Well, it's a crappy rainy day, but it's still warm out. I had to go pick up some silicone for the floors, so that way we can get them sealed and move on. I did get all that basically done, and now it's time to, you know, and we'll get heat on in here and start working on the wiring. I don't know why my face looks so red. Must be the play off the hat or something. Alright, it is wicked cold in here, not outside. It's cold in here. So let's fire up the heat. Let's get this silicone done. Now that I've said it 5 times, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that's about it. You know, I think I do have a couple little spots I gotta fix in the floor. I need to sweep the floor out, get all that garbage out of there. Smells like gas in here now. Need to drain my compressor tank, by the way. I don't think I showed you guys this in a while since I did it. If I can get in here. But the drain is back behind the tank. And let me tell you what, there's a lot of water comes out of there. AC, oh, the condenser fell. That's not good. I need to fix that real quick. The wire snapped off. But, yeah, I probably can't even reach it then. Ugh. You hear all that water? That's out of the condenser, so it's doing its job very well. But let me fix this real quick. I'm glad I actually cleaned it today before a pipe broke. And, we'll cut you back on after I get the floor cleaned out and get ready to silicone it. Alright, all the seam seal work is done now. It's caulk, it's silicone, but it's still seam sealer. Everything over there. I decided not to go all the way up because really there's going to be fenders and inner fenders and stuff. So what I've got to that point, we'll seal it. So no big deal. What I'm going to do now is start working on getting all this wiring sort of untangled and kind of ran where it needs to go. There's a lot of it. Like, I mean a lot of it. Not on this side as much as the other sides. Side. It's only one. But there's things like all these relays need to get screwed back to the firewall out of the way. I'm going to try not to get anything over top the cap to make it easier for the guy who works on it. But other than that, got to figure out a battery placement after I get the front clip on. All of this over here, that nightmare, has got to be reran and moved and yada yada yada. As I said, this is the easy side. I think this literally goes from right here. I can put it into the firewall and that's pretty much done. I don't know what that goes to. If I had to guess, yep, that's your blower motor right there. Won't need that. So, but these all have to go. New interesting spots for the battery and all of that. This is the majority over here. This is a mess. The headlights and everything are ran on one big strand. It's all got to go to this side like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing for probably the next couple of hours, is figuring out how I can run the other bulkhead through there. Got to put this bulkhead through here, and got to leave it to where the headlight wiring isn't in the way, but it's where you can get to it. You know what I'm saying? It's the way it is. But that's what I'm going to be working on for the next few hours. What I have here is the bulkhead. This is what all your wiring goes through, and it's actually injected with hot glue. You can see it over here on the tire, that big orange mess. It's just hot glue. So what I have to make is, I have to make a template. Set this down where you can see it. Template that goes, you know, all these tabs got to go inside of it. All these tabs right through here. These got to go inside of it. You can see the inside ring. But that's the part that has to go through the firewall. It goes through this way. Right through there. So I have to make a negative mold. Just to get, or not a mold, but a pattern to get the inside of that. And then I'll cut it out on the firewall. And push all the wires through. Click this thing back together because it's a two-piece. And then make sure these bolt holes actually go through and screw down. That's about all you can do with this mess over here. But it's going to go right up here. And before I get it in for good, I'll get rid of all this other crap that's up here. Them two bolts and that. That's actually a grommet for wires to go through. But I'll get all that off there too. Don't need it. It's garbage. What else was it? I think that was it for now. This side's easy. Just the same thing on here. But I'm not going to have to break that apart. Hit clicks in, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, I had 2 screws. Yeah, 2 screws. 1 on each side, so that's even easier. That's make the negative. Push it through the firewall and put 2 sheet metal screws in it. Easy peasy. Let's get that out of there before I lose it. But that's basically it. Once we get the wiring through the firewall over here, you know, that becomes a whole nother mess in there. But it cleans up a lot of the mess out here. This is all my headlight wiring right through here. So I can't do nothing with it. But this, all this stuff, there's actually another, what is them called? Whatever, it's a wiring relay. It's not a relay, but it's a power bank, basically. You just hook all your powers to it. I gotta find another spot for that, which I think I'll put it either next to it on the firewall over here, or I'll put it on the inner fender that's going to run in here. Maybe. You might not be able to get to it. But we'll figure that out after I get the hardest part, which is the main harness through the firewall. Alright, so I did get the harness through the hole after cutting it and everything. And I'm about clarity on here. I had the thing right here backwards. I had it like this going through, but it's actually like this. Well, yeah, like this. So the only bad thing is I just have to drill 2 new holes on the firewall. That little one and the one below it that you can't see. But that's it. Then push it through, clamp it back down into that thing, bolt it on, that's done. Now, it is a mess of wiring right here. I am going to try to readjust a lot of it and get, a lot of it out of my way and make it look a lot better than this. But for right now, I'm pretty much done out here today. I'm going to try to move a majority of this into this area right here and, down. Then I have to get this probably mounted over here. And that'll be perfectly fine. Another bad thing is I am going to have to weld up this hole, the other small hole, these 3 holes, and that hole down there now, without burning all the wiring, which is not too bad. Weld them up top first, then pull the harness up and weld that bottom hole, and it's it's gravy. I haven't pulled these bolts or this yet. This is flathead, but I'm hoping it's nuts on the other side, because if not, it's going to be a nightmare. I'll probably I might have to pull this bolt out of this hood hinge in order to even get it out. So, and then there'll be 2 more holes to weld up. But other than that, it's actually going quite easy. I haven't done the other side yet. I'm just going to call it for today. It's Friday, of course. Need to have a video out on Sunday. So I think I will come out here tomorrow, try to finish up this wiring, and that'll be the end of the week. It's been a little slower with the holidays, but the floor is completely done, welded, seam sealed. This is all the wiring mess. I just got it strewn back here so it's not in the caulk. Yep, but we're moving. These plug in up here, which I'm going to run down the side. They just, not enough room to hook them. There will be some plugs, of course, not being used, like these 2. These are your ABS unit, and we deleted it. See? Won't need that. There's actually a 3rd one for that, too. But the major things are power, able to get to, and all that. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so basically the last bit for the end of the week. I cut that hole, got the wiring through, mounted them relays, they should be out of the way. You know, I'm trying to keep that upper part clean. Got this hole cut. The other screw holes I had to weld up and move, but all the holes are welded. I just hit it with some paint. I'm gonna let that dry for about 20 minutes and take a break, and then I'll pull the wire through, put the plastic on, push it back through, screw it, and it'll be done. The wiring will be in. Then literally the only thing after that is just making this look pretty. That's it. It's pretty painless. This right here is headlight wiring. That's fine. I'm going to take it and, you know, run it under the vehicle when time comes. I still don't know about a battery position yet. If I have to, I can put it under the bed when it gets to that point. I think this is actually the heat. I don't know what that thing's called. It's the thing that tells your heat, what the temperature is, you know what I'm saying, inside your cab. And it's still on the box over here. I'll have to pull it out and mount it through the firewall also. So I didn't think about that till about 10 minutes ago when I started working on this side. So no big deal though. This side it will be wicked clean. I would suggest, you know, power washing this motor. But other than that, that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else for you to see this week, so let's call it the end of the video. So, as always, I'm your favorite fatty in here, building some stuff. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow on TikTok, same name. But, yeah, we'll call that the end for the week. Just pretty much bolting up them wires, and I'm done for the week. So, again, Monday we'll start on probably by stripping the frame on the other frame to where we can extend this and getting it over here. And after that, I'll have to push the truck out, put the front clip back on, and start worrying about things like where's the heater or the AC condenser gonna go? Is the radiator gonna fit? This is all the other stuff you really have to work on. Where am I going to run the headlight wirings underneath the front end? You know, you have to figure out all this stuff. And I actually made a boo-boo, and I caught it way too late. There was no hood latch. Well, there was. They had unbolted it from the core, clicked it onto the hood, and I didn't find it till the day I went to test fit the front end with the hood on, and there it was. So he had to spend like $75 on another one. It was an error. Neither one of us knew where it was. So, look at that Capri squirrel back there. Yeah, I got 3 of them. Love them. But, yeah, that's the end of the week. So, bye.